You know what is missing?
Imran?
Correct web addresses. All right, so let's. As much as I love Big Chef,
let's just start this now.
Let's just fix what happened last week. Okay, so obviously I was at the Burbank Card Show. I was doing my thing. For those of you also that are watching on YouTube, check in with us. We'd love to hear from you. And if you want to text us or call in today, 916-339-1140, or you can call us at 1-800.
916-339.
1-800-920-1140.
Oh.
You know, and I'm about to criticize Sheb about not being prepared. Why not even give 1-800 number? 916-339-1140.
Yes.
Right. That's what I said. Is there a text line, Chris?
Same one.
Yeah, same one.
Oh, so you can text that too?
You can text it or call in. Or you can go to YouTube chat.
Somebody do that right now. I want to make sure that the thing works. Just text us and say, yes, it works. Or what are you talking about?
I just find it funny.
Move on.
I just find it funny. You got it right the first time and then completely forgot what it was a second later to say it.
It's like a goldfish. All right. So Shep was excited. He told us about the Sacramento Autograph Expo that we put on every year.
He did.
This year it's May 17 through 19, Friday through Sunday. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But Shep was sending them to some website that didn't exist.
Oh.
He said something like SacAuto
Expo.
No, SacAuto.com or something like that.
Was it right?
And then people were messaging me and saying, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Yeah. So Shep, we love you. And then as I was listening on the replay, I said, at least he knows where it's at. Brain fart. Sat there forever going, where was it again?
Craziest brain fart.
And I was sitting, and both of you were looking. You're both trying to scramble to figure out where this expo was. It's at Jones Hall.
Yes.
At the fairgrounds.
Yes.
At the Roseville Fairgrounds, also known as At the Grounds. Again, May 17 through 19 at the grounds at Jones Hall. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. All right. So we just came back from a game. You, myself, and all of our team.
It's fun.
We went to Kings versus the San Antonio Spurs. We watched Wemby play live. Your thoughts, Emil, now that you watched him in person?
Everything that I'd hoped for, and then some. I mean, it wasn't even a good shooting performance for Wemby. He was 8 of 21, 1 of 6 from 3, and yet he impacted the game in so many different ways that to the point I was like, he's just better than the hype. It's what it's gone to. Like, if there is a for sure surefire going to be a Hall of Fame talent, as long as he can stay healthy, knock on wood, it's going to be Victor Wembanyama because it's just how he prepares himself and the way he goes out there and can impact games. I mean, last night, he was the youngest person to have a 5x5 ever last night against the Lakers.
I think there was only one other rookie that had a 5x5. And for those of you, what that means is at least 5 points, at least 5 rebounds, at least 5 steals, at least 5 assists, at least 5 blocks.
Yep.
I think Draymond did it once. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think it was Jordan.
Was it Jordan?
Jordan, yeah.
But not as a rookie. He did in his 3rd year. I read that.
And the other youngest was Andre Karolinko at 22. So Victor Wembanyama at 20 years old is the youngest person to ever.
He's insane. He's incredible, and he has been fueling the chase for Prism and other new products that have been coming out. You know, just real quick before I talk a little bit more about our events tonight, you'd mentioned, and you have mentioned multiple times, about how you hated 23-24 Don Russ basketball having the no autograph.
Yes.
Do you understand why they did that, though? We didn't really talk about that. Do you know why it says no autograph in that little section?
Well, because he's exclusive.
Correct. But do you know why they do that? So that way nothing can be signed in that section. Whether it's so like, not that he would, but let's just say that you would send it to him and he was able to sign it. They're trying to prevent that kind of stuff. What if Wemby gets out of the Fanatics exclusive agreement, say in 5 years, and you've got this card that has this little blank section of where an autograph could be? You think that that's not going to be trying to get that signed?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So they had to stay at the no autograph portion there in order for it to not have an autograph being written on there, or even a faked one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to put the no autograph on there. So while you may hate it, there was a strategic decision as to why that was happening.
And I understand that. It's just still not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Just not my cup of tea.
And it still sells, and you'll look it up.
Yeah.
Actually, I would love for you to look up what the values
are. Give me 1 second and I will right now.
As Emil's looking that, I will tell you that my experience watching Wemby play, it's crazy. It was like, what do they call him? The alien or something?
Yeah, he's the alien. Yes.
Alien. To see a dude at 7'3", 7'4", doing through the leg step back threes It's just nuts.
It really is.
And he's good. He's incredible. That guy is the future. He will win Rookie of the Year. I think Chet has kind of fallen to clearly number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Wemby is hot right now. Anything Wemby, particularly the Prism.
Yeah.
Speaking of, go back to tell me about the value.
Wemby's next day auto just sold. The most recent one was on February 20th for $850.
$850.
For the next day no auto.
Right. Because it's so hard to get it in the first place.
It's a super short print.
Yeah, super short print. Okay, so let's talk about our event tonight. Tonight at the store, at the shop at 6661 Stanford Ranch there in Rockland, we are having Topps Hobby Rip Night. What does that mean? That means that we're going to have, starting at 5 o'clock, it's basically our trade night. You know what our trade nights are like.
Yes.
There's 100-something people there usually. But in this case, it's going to have a Topps flavor to it. So kids, when you're coming in, we're going to be handing you packs for you to open. We have special swag.
Only kids?
Well, I mean, you look like a little boy, so let's have.
Wow, be careful there.
I'll make sure that you have a free pack as well at a meal. But it really is about the kids tonight. I want to make sure that they get them free packs. We're going to be handing out Heritage. We're going to be handing out. If we hand out all the Heritage packs, then I'll find something else. I'll tell you what we won't be handing out is 5-star baseball, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So we'll have swag. We'll have top swag. We'll have free packs. We'll have true sports card shirts that we'll be giving out. We're also going to be giving away some Girl Scout cookies.
Love me some cookies.
So a friend of mine, Renee Wood, her 2 little daughters have sold me 60 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. So any purchase of Topps products of $25 or more is going to get a free box of Girl Scout cookies. I got 60 boxes. I think 59. I saw Pete eating them yesterday while he was pricing cards.
Well, you know, when you're locked in the dungeon for so long.
He's not allowed out. I slid the cookies underneath the door. So Pete was pricing cards all day yesterday for hours on end. He's currently at the shop right now pricing cards. We're about to open, or we just did open about 10 minutes ago. So having Pete eating those cookies in the back, whatever energy he needed, he got the peanut butter ones.
Those are
the peanut butter with chocolate.
Good. Those are good. Oh, those ones are good.
Yeah, chocolate outside. So I got thin mint. I got the peanut butter ones. They got rid of one of them called, I can't remember the name of it. They got rid of it. I got one with the raspberries on it. Let me just look it up.
That's not
Girl Scout cookies.
Raspberries.
This is very important. Girl Scout cookies flavors. This is really important.
See,
for us
this is what's happening on air right now. We're talking about Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookies. This is how we operate. All right. So the flavors are. Oh, the 24. Nothing like dead air talking about cookies for Girl Scout cookies. This is the best. All right. So we have tagalongs, which they are called. That's the peanut butter one.
The tagalong or Samoa, I believe, is what.
Thin mints. We got thin mints. We got the Dositos, which are crunchy oatmeal cookie with creamy peanut butter filling.
Is this really happening right now?
This is happening on the Card Show.
Is this really happening?
I think I got the Adventurefuls, which are brownie inspired cookies with a caramel flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the boring trefoils, traditional, delicate tasting shortbread that is delightfully simple and satisfying. Cookie. I'm actually getting text messages that says move. Somebody just texted me. Can you move on from the cookies? Tell me in person or tell me over the phone at 916-339-1140 about how you want me to move on from talking about cookies. Well, it's a lot better than sending people to the wrong website. So there's that option too.
All right.
916-339-1140. I think Joe Cunningham, my buddy, is going to call in and talk about
cookies,
Girl Scout cookies. We'll be giving those away tonight. It's a great time. If you've never been to our trade night, come out and hang out with us. It's a fun time. Bring your cards that you want to trade or sell. We as the store will be buying and trading, but really it's about having a connection with other collectors in the area. We love having you there. We put on the best trade night in the 916. No questions about it. 100%.
Let me tell you, he's not paying me to say it. That is the case. It is the best trade night in the 916.
Hey, there's people to trade with at our trade nights. Mm-hmm. Come out and check it out. We'll love to have you there. All right, let's talk about the Expo. May 17 through 19. We're having it at the grounds. We mentioned that. The website is SACAutographexpo.com. That's SAC autographexpo.com. We have 5 guests. Unfortunately, we had one cancel. And I'll tell you right now, Jason Williams canceled on us. He may have a conflict. We'll see what happened, but he told me that he couldn't make it. I tried to find out why. He just said he couldn't. So that I'll leave that one alone. But I'm replacing him with a really awesome.
It's a pretty good lineup, I would say.
Yeah, the lineup's great. So far, we've got Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Vlad Guerrero Sr., Ricky Henderson, and this week we added officially Randy Johnson, the big unit, a Hall of Famer. So that's exciting. Now, I will tell you that these autographs are not inexpensive. They're not over the top outrageous, but they're not inexpensive.
Yes.
So somebody said to me, Imran, Dennis Rodman's $99 or whatever it is. And I said to him, I don't set the prices. The prices are set by the athletes and the agents. However, I'll share with you this. In order for you to meet Dennis Rodman or Randy Johnson or Vlad Guerrero Sr. or Ricky Henderson, you've got to go to a massive show somewhere like LA or Chicago or Atlanta or Orlando. And we're bringing them to your backyard right here in Roseville. You don't have to rent a hotel. You're not flying anywhere. You're going to get to meet your heroes in person right there in Roseville. We're bringing them to you. So whatever you would have incurred in cost to meet your heroes, you don't have those costs because you could drive in and be able to meet them.
Exactly.
And I will share with you one other thing, and I am not ready to say it today, but it has been confirmed that one of the current Sacramento Kings are going to be at our show. Let me just tell you, I can't say who it is, but maybe the guy likes to throw down a dunk or two after the buzzer sounds. So I'll just leave it at that. All right. So I'll let you know when that officially can be announced next week.
Good tease.
But yeah,
it's a good tease.
It's pretty incredible who we've added to the lineup. One of the biggest fan favorites that Sacramento's seen in a long time, and a current player, and likely 2 of them. We already have one that's under contract. It's just a matter of making sure that we have him available to be able to meet.
Yes.
But, and that guy likes to shoot a lot of threes.
It's a really good tease right there.
Yeah, I'm good at
really
this.
good tease.
I'm good at this. The expo is available. The tickets are available right now at sacautograph.expo.com. There's 3 days. The first day is Friday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's kind of our preview night.
Yeah.
$10 to get in. And not only that, but we will be announcing a free, if not 2 free autograph guests that day. It won't be any people that I just announced to you, but we're definitely angling towards a baseball player or 2 on Friday.
Hey, look, free is free.
Well, I mean, it's $10 to get in, but then this is included. I want to make sure that the word included is in there. So we'll make sure we do that.
It's an incentive.
There you go. The second day,
all the incentives.
The second day is $15. It's a Saturday. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's the day that we have jam-packed with all the autograph guests. Yes. So that's where Rodman and all the other guys will be signing. And then on Sunday, we have it from 9 to 5 p.m. By the way, there'll be a free autograph guest as well on Saturday. There'll be a free autograph guest on Sunday. We'll have at least one every single day that will be included into the tickets. $10 Friday, $15 Saturday, $10 Sunday, or you can do the 3-day pass for $35. You'll get the autographs included with your stuff. We're going to throw swag in the bags. We're going to make sure that we give you top loaders and one touches. There'll be a bunch of stuff in there. Whatever you're paying for your ticket, you're going to get back multiplied X in value. We promise you that.
And you're going to have a great time.
I had it. Well, as the guy that puts it on, I'm stressed out the entire time.
You're stressed out right now.
Let me tell you why I'm stressed out. Moving on to our next segment. How is the mall opening going? Yeah, it's been I think I fell asleep.
You can see Imran's face right now.
I'm tired. Okay.
I walked in, I go, "You okay?"
Yeah. And I said, mall.
And I said, "Oh."
I said, mall. The Roseville Galleria, the new True Sports Card Shop, not a replacement shop, but a second shop, is going to be opening officially under us March 1. It's right next door. It's in the really beautiful wing of the Galleria. Not that any other wing is ugly, but my wing has Gucci, Tiffany & Company. We're right next door to Tiffany & Company. We share a wall. Tiffany & Co. Rolex is right there. We've got the Apple store. We've got Louis Vuitton right there. So it's down that wing over by the food court, which is
it's in the bougie wing.
How did you pronounce it?
Bougie.
How do you spell that?
Bougie. Jee, bougie.
Like bad bougie.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Chris would know. It's the Migos. Bad bougie?
Yeah.
Bougie. Okay. Yeah. Bougie wing. Well, I don't even know what that means. Let me look that up real quick.
It's like fancy.
Well, we'll edit this out. Bougie.
You're looking at I just explained it to you.
Bougie refers to someone who holds himself to high standards. Yep, that's me.
Yeah. Emran's bougie.
So I'm going to share a video. If you're not following us on Instagram, I'd really love for you to do that right now. True Sports Cards, one word on Instagram, True Sports Cards. And I'll be posting a video of me walking through the store, and I will show you what 40,000 Funko Pops look like. Okay. Chris, do you know what a Funko Pop is?
I got a couple in here.
You're kidding me. Which ones do you have?
They're all wrestlers.
Doesn't matter. I bet you I have them.
The Young Bucks.
Okay. AEW.
Yep. Becky Lynch, Cody Rhodes.
We're going to talk about WWE as well because the Elimination Chamber happened today, and yes, I'm a massive WWE guy.
I'm a fan too.
So we'll talk more about that. I'm glad that Chris, are you WWE?
More AEW, but I watch everything.
Got it.
Big wrestling guy. Chris
got it. Let's do it. So yes, the mall will be converted to us officially. So we're going to be spending the month of March really kind of converting it to more of a True Sports Cards flavor. We have a great manager in AJ who's going to be running that show. And I'm really happy that we're going to be over there. All right. Where are we else? Where else we got to talk here? Jerry Terrell says on the YouTube, what up, fam? Beats World would be there for sport. Okay, great. He's a great, whatnotter.
Ooh.
And so Jerry and his team
always love sport.
There's two Jerrys that do that stream. They're kicking butt right now.
It's Jerry and Jerry.
Jerry and Jerry, not Ben.
Not
Jerry
Tom.
and Jerry.
Not Tom.
Not Tom.
Just do Jerry and Jerry.
All right. So let's talk about new releases that came out.
There's a lot of them.
Quite a few. So the first one that we'll talk about has been the big wait and the big delay, as they call it.
The white whale.
Well, it was supposed to come out on the 7th of Feb, then supposed to come out on Valentine's Day, and they kept pushing it back. But it's here. It's on my shelf. 23-24 Panini Prism Basketball Hobby. That has Wemby in it and all the other autographs. Excuse me.
Not autographs, people.
How about the rookies in there?
Yeah.
And the autographs, the highest drafted autograph that's in there, I believe, is
Number 4.
of the Thompson twins.
Yes.
They went 4 and 5, right?
Correct.
Okay, so who went first?
Amen.
With the
4th pick to the Houston Rockets.
Rockets. Okay. So he's in there. His brother Asar is in there.
Yep.
Keontae
George
from the Jazz is in there.
Is in there. Taylor Hendricks, also from the Jazz, is in there. Autograph wise,
I know what you guys are thinking. Who?
No, Taylor. There's a lot of hype around Taylor Hendricks right now. A lot of hype around Taylor Hendricks.
Okay, let's step back for a second. So, although you get 2 autographs per box, in this case, you might be rooting for not the autographs.
Yes,
and you're hoping for color numbered cards.
Unless you're a big Bilal Coulibaly fan, everyone stand up.
If you could do me a favor and look up Wemby colors with numbers. The boxes are $9.75 a box. That's right. $975 a box, 12 packs, 12 cards per pack. You're getting color in every pack or an autograph. The other thing about it too, they have these super short prints called prismatics. So it's kind of like
it's an insert.
Yeah, it's an insert. They're worth a lot.
They used to just be regular inserts, but now they made them super exclusive.
Right. So it's a silver. It's, really short print. I want to say 1 per 3 cases or something like that. Really short. A case is 12 boxes, by the way, if anybody's wondering.
So speaking on the Wemby numbered, how about his purple ice prism, which is the 149 out of Prism?
Okay.
It just sold today for $2.4K.
$2,400 for a non-autographed Wemby card that's numbered to 149.
Yes.
That's a lot of money. Oh my goodness.
It's incredible. It's incredible, the value, but it's also understandable considering how special Wemby is.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of advice, listeners. I've watched probably 5 of those boxes opened in front of me by customers. And of those 5 boxes, 2 of those boxes only had 1 autograph.
I've heard about this.
Okay. Now, I've heard also that this is happening across the country.
Yes, it is.
People are opening these boxes and it's guaranteeing you 2, but you're only getting 1. And you're not getting 1 and Panini points. We're talking about like you're getting 1.
You're getting skunked.
So here's what I would tell you moving forward with every box that you open, customers and listeners, y'all have a phone. Just have your phone recording. Doesn't have to be live. Just record you opening that sealed box to prove that you opened it on camera and that you don't have an auto, a second auto that's yes. missing there. And what I would tell you is, as a card shop, the best that I can do is help you prove that you purchased it from my shop by providing you with a receipt, and then also the UPC code at the bottom of the box.
Yes.
And so what I tell people to do is always get a receipt from us. We ring everything through the register. I'm not saying every company does that. I'm telling you that that's how I do business. Yeah. We ring everything through the register. So there is a receipt for you available. When you buy a box from us, get a receipt from us. So that way, if you're shorted and you don't hit that second auto, or for any other reason, something's wrong with your box, maybe a card is super damaged and you're recording that you did that, all I would say is take your receipt, take a picture of the UPC code, and I want you to contact Panini directly and say, I either was shorted or I had a damaged card or whatever. I will tell you that Topps themselves, and again, it's a different company than Panini, but Topps Fanatics are very good about fixing problems.
They are.
They're very good about responding to that. And then secondly, if that's what, look, it is what it is. You do yourself the research, listener, and see what the Better Business Bureau says about Panini's rating versus Fanatics rating.
Yeah.
Take a look at that. Panini's rating rhymes with F. So
rhymes with F?
I meant
what rhymes with F?
Jeff.
So they got a J? That's even worse.
No, it said rhymes.
Okay.
Not starts with.
Rhymes with F. So it's F.
You want to talk about Girl Scout cookies instead?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I would just tell you that that's the best way to handle a scenario like this, because people are getting shorted. They're getting shorted, and it's not really fun to have people that are not enjoying, opening $1,000 box of cards and they're being shorted. But if you're shorting an auto and they gave you a colored Wemby numbered card, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, too. Yeah. I think I'm okay if you short me the auto.
Yeah, if I don't have what's the dude's name that you said was
Bilal Koulibaly?
Yeah, if you don't have
big Bilal Koulibaly guy.
If you have, you just like saying the name.
No, it's next Giannis.
If the guy's name was Joe Smith.
Well, do you know why I'm a big Bilal Koulibaly fan?
Say that again.
Bilal Koulibaly.
Okay.
He was Wemby's teammate.
Oh, in France.
In France, the Mets 92 team.
That's okay.
So he has talent. He's very good.
Yeah.
He's the only wizard they're keeping.
Okay. Still nothing that matters. The last thing you want is a Jordan Poole autograph as an example out of that box.
Good Lord.
There's a secondary type of prism that comes as an available option. It's Panini Monopoly Prism.
Yes.
And those are fun rips. We have them in store for $55 a box. They're a blaster box, and they come with colored options too. Sometimes they're numbered.
A lot of numbered variations in Monopoly.
They started Monopoly last year. It was a collaboration between Monopoly and Panini. And the boxes that they had were like a board game box, just small.
Yes.
So they had these 2 little tabs on the end of it, but it wasn't shrink wrapped or anything like that.
Nope.
Well, fools were cutting. Anytime you have a chance to anytime there's a chance to be a scumbag, people do it.
They're going to do it.
And so what they did was they were cutting the little tabs, opening it, taking the cards out, and then changing them out with different ones, or just removing them completely. So and then then re-putting the tags in there. I don't know if there was G.I. Joe cards in there or not, or Desert Storm cards. I'm talking about Logan Paul's scenario, probably over your head. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, we'll leave it alone. So just replacing the cards, and Panini was like, "Oh crap, we messed up. We can't have it like this."
To not shrink wrap it? Yeah.
Yeah. So they moved it into blaster boxes now with shrink wrap. They've been an awesome rip. For $55 that we sold, I got 20 from somebody, 20 different boxes. We sold through the entire 20 in 2 days. and I have 10 more coming today.
Just getting more from the plug.
Yeah, but the point of what I'm getting at is if you can find them on the shelves at Target or Walmart or wherever it be, grab them. They're really valuable.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to find them.
Well, should I reveal the secret how to find them?
No.
Okay.
Because they're not. No. Yeah. What I certainly don't want to do, I've already said too much, but the point of the secret is come to True Sports Cards and buy it right there on the shelf. That's the best way to get them. All right. Also, you know what? You brought up a good point, and I want to make sure that I talk about that too. You just keep bringing up good points that help me to the next flow. There's some people that will come into a hobby shop, and I can tell you, and I can only speak for my shop. I don't know about anybody else's shop. We have made a conscious decision as a company not to open boxes. We just don't rip boxes. If we rip a box, it's because a customer bought it and we bought it online, but it's very rare. We are a retail walk in the store, community-based shop. That's how we operate. You won't find us doing, whatnot at 2:00 in the morning and yelling bang when you pull some,
the walk Kessler 199
crap card and you're all excited trying to get you hype. We don't roll like that. We don't do dice games in the middle of the night. We're a different shop. We're somebody that rolls in where we want to make sure that you have the best experience when you walk in the door. And part of that is making sure that we don't pilfer boxes. So Emil and I had a conversation off air before we got on today, and we talked about how people are like, well, eBay's a little bit cheaper or that website's a little bit cheaper. And you're right. But here's what you cannot guarantee. You cannot guarantee that person hasn't already bought a case, pulled the case hit out of a box and goes, well, the rest of these are kind of watered down.
Yeah.
So we're going to sell them online. And we might sell them $15 cheaper or $10 cheaper or $20 cheaper. And you don't know the integrity of that box. I can guarantee you as the owner of our company, we do not open boxes. We just don't do it.
It's true. He doesn't.
We don't open boxes. And it's important for me to state that out loud over and over again. Now, if you go to a different hobby shop, that's up to you. And if they open boxes, that's their prerogative. If they don't, that's their prerogative. I'm telling you what we do because I want the hits happening to my customers' hands. They're people that we care about. We want to see them succeed. We're always rooting for them. And when I see a guy or a gal open a box and they get skunked, they get nothing, I want to hug them. I want like, bro, I'm so sorry that you went through that, but I want to make sure that they know that I'm rooting for them, and I can't root for them if I'm pilfering through the boxes, opening, box after box after box, trying to get my own personal hit, which I can tell you for a fact, some stores do.
They do.
Some stores do. We just don't operate like that. So that's good.
He's given me a hug a couple times in shop. He's giving me a hug. Needed it.
You? Yes. You bought some rough boxes.
But then you get the good boxes like last night when I don't know what the product was, but someone pulled that Mariano Rivera card.
It was out of Finest. Okay. It was a 2023 Finest baseball. And we had somebody, a great customer of ours, Lyle. He bought one box for $200 something, and he opened it. He got a Mariano Rivera gold on-card autograph, and his autograph is one of the most beautiful ones in the sport right now. So, anyways, going back to the Prism Monopoly, it's a great deal at $55 a box on our shelf. If you're able to find it in Target, hallelujah, good for you. That's definitely one worth buying.
6 packs, 4 cards per pack. Again, smaller rip, but again, a lot of bang for your buck and a lot of fun is what I've heard. A lot of the really good reviews, actually.
The other one that came out this week, there's 2 other new releases that came out this week. Actually, 3. We'll talk about all 3. Was 23 Topps 5-star baseball.
Yes.
We have it on our shelf right now, $225 a box. This has 2 cards in it.
1 pack.
1 pack, 2 cards. And the 2 cards are both autographed. So you'll have an option of 2 autographs. They're usually almost always on card. So the on card versus sticker, you're going to love having that beautiful on card autograph.
As they should be.
It's either 1 autograph, or excuse me, 2 autographs or 1 autograph and a cut. Okay. And what a cut is, for those of you that don't know, it's usually coming from a deceased person, player, God rest their soul, and they've chopped it, like they've cut, Topps have cut it from like a canceled check, or maybe it was a photograph. They've cut this and then they've inserted it into and embedded it into the card.
Yeah.
So like the Babe Ruth Ohtani, they had a cut of Babe Ruth along with Ohtani's live signature on there. So they're doing dual autographs in there too. At $225 a box, that's what we have it on our shelf for. Blowout and other places have it for $250 a box. So we're under online retailers right now. We have 2 cases of that still left. If you have interest in doing that, it's an awesome rip.
It's a risk it for your biscuit rip.
You use that word all the time.
Risk
it for the biscuit. What does that mean?
Risk it for the biscuit.
I heard you use it multiple times last week.
Do you not know what that means?
No.
Risk it.
That's why I asked you. What does that mean?
Risk it for the biscuit. It means that it's kind of like you're trying to get the highest hit in a product, especially like this, where it's only 2 cards. You could get skunked. It's a much more likely you get skunked more as where you have like a prison box.
Skunked would give the impression that they don't have it. You're guaranteed the 2 autographs in there.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't get like really high name autographs. So you like, again, with the choice box, like with Donruss choice and whatnot, that's only 8 cards. So it's risk it for the biscuit because there could be $25 worth of value in cards in there, or there could be $1,000 worth of value. That's risk it for the biscuit.
I will tell you that we have some people that come in our shop, and you're never going to believe this, Emil.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care what the value is. They want to collect the thing that they want to collect.
Who would have thought?
I've had a guy that comes in and he opens boxes and he loves the Braves and he loves Chipper Jones. And Chipper Jones is never going to give you the value for what you're paying for, whatever it is, right? Yes. You're going to have to look for things that are numbered to 10 or less, and you're going to have to find one of ones. And that's where you get $4,000 value on a $250 box.
Yes.
Okay. So when you deal with that, not every box can have the massive hit. Yeah. So when people sit there and go, oh my goodness, I can't believe that we didn't hit the $4,000 card and I spent $200. Like, yeah, that happens. Yeah. Otherwise, the card wouldn't be worth $4,000.
I agree.
Right. Yeah. So what I tell people is, if you really, 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 really want the card that you want, just go buy it. Mm-hmm. The reason why you're buying this is for the endorphins and the chance and I hope I can hit a home run. And that's a lot of fun, and people do that. So Topps 5-star baseball, 2 autos, fun rip. We're still under current online pricing.
Beautiful design of the cards.
Also, for those of you that like to get cards and get them graded, here's what I'll tell you that you need to know. Just watch a video. I think they might have it on YouTube. It's a video of Panini's process. Not saying that Fanatics is any different, but watch Panini's process of boxing cards.
It's scary.
It's amazing that even one card comes out mint. Okay. Here's the true fact about this. When you go to open a box and it's an on-card auto, remember that the player and their representative have actually handled that card. Mm-hmm. And if you ever want to see how the athlete might be getting paid very well to sign these cards.
Yes.
But they don't think of gem mint. They don't think of mint. They don't think of near mint. They think, I'm going to sign these cards as fast as I can and be done with it. Do yourself a favor. Go to YouTube and look up Tom Brady signing his 1-of-1 autograph.
Oh, yeah.
That's into the Bowman draft.
Yep.
Take a look at that. He signs it carefully and he's excited about this card. And it's on this table with a tablecloth on it.
Yep.
And he slides it like, oh, yes, I did it. And you can just see the card hook, like the little edge hook on the tablecloth. And I happen to represent multiple players. I did John Taylor's flawless signing. And I go, John, just sign it and then don't touch it again. And I have it on this mat. Don't touch it again. There's a video on our Instagram, True Sports Cards, if you want to see it. And don't touch it. And then I lift it up and I place it carefully in the box because I know how disappointing it is to get that card. And then all of a sudden you take it to Beckett or somewhere else to get it graded. And then all of a sudden you get an 8. And it's like, well, what happened? Well, you didn't see Lawrence Taylor sliding across the wooden table. Like, of course, these cards are really live. They're not stickers.
Yes.
So anytime that you're going to have a live on-card signing or an autograph on there, keep in mind those Gem Mint 10s need to have an even bigger premium than they currently do because the likelihood of them being Gem Mint 10 after they've been in the player's hands or the representative hands, slim, very, very slim.
It's so hard to Gem Mint stuff. It's so hard.
2 other products that came out this week. One of my favorites. 2023 Donruss Elite WWE. Now,
look at you.
All right, let's just step back for a second. I know that all of you're probably already starting to tune out. I'm a massive wrestling fan.
Yes, he is.
And Chris behind the window is an AEW fan. So I like AEW. Some of the ways that Tony Khan has been running his event is just bad. And the other thing too, the cards of AEW are made by Upper Deck.
Oh,
which used to be the gold standard. they've kind of really fallen off in a lot of their stuff. So whenever I see a product like Panini WWE, I'm all about it. And this has 2 autographs per box.
Mm-hmm.
We have it on our shelf at $2.49 a box. And I'll tell you, the most popular autographs in the product are female wrestlers.
Really?
I'm not joking.
Wow.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley.
Oh yeah.
Alexa Bliss, Trish Stratus.
Nia Jax.
Not really Nia Jax.
I'm just throwing out names.
You're throwing out names, but I want to make sure we're accurate about this because
Liv Morgan
is super popular. And then the other one that's really coming out that's very, very popular, her name is Tiffany Stratton.
Oh yeah.
She's kind of hot. That helps.
Tiffy time.
Yeah, Tiffy time. So yeah, so she
just made the leap to SmackDown too, so that's why she's hot right now.
Yeah, and I'm looking right now in the chat for YouTube. Somebody's talking about having a elimination chamber that's going on right now, or it did. It already happened.
It was in
I
Perth
won't
this morning.
spoil anything.
Yeah.
I scroll the internet as I'm waking up, and I was like, God, man, I just saw some of the results. I won't do that to you. It's already happened, but
go to Peacock and watch the replay.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Peacock's not a sponsor. Peacock, pay us if you want us to talk about you again.
Yep.
I love WWE cards. It's one of the, so far, has not gone down in value. Wrestling in general for the card game has not gone down in value.
Mm-hmm.
Football has, basketball has, baseball has. You've seen that. I don't know what it is about wrestling. They just don't go down in value.
It's popular right now. I think that's why I think it's the resurgence, especially right now with everything going on with The Rock and whatnot. I think people are really, really into it.
And I'm 46 years old. I watched this stuff since I was a little kid. It was the hopes and dreams, and I was a Hulkamaniac, and I took my vitamins, and I said my prayers, and I did all that. But I mean, Chris, what got you into wrestling personally?
Oh yeah, it's watching with my cousins. Hulk Hogan was my guy way back then.
Yeah, really.
And I started just watching by myself as Bret Hart.
Oh yeah. And see, I used to go to Naughty Nick's, which was in Stockton. It was like this billiard hall video game place, and they had the Wrestling Superstars arcade game.
Oh.
And my favorite player on that game was the Big Boss Man.
Oh.
So I would play. This is all stuff that you're like, whatever. I don't know. What
no, I know the names. I didn't know that era because I wasn't born yet.
Shep's in the chat right now on YouTube, and he's saying Junkyard Dog. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. You don't know any of these guys.
No,
you know
names
of them.
I know of them. I don't know them.
I'm telling you right now, WWE was the way we lived. And then we got made fun of in middle school and high school for watching that. But now, when you don't care, when you're 46-year-old, and I got an 18-month-old. Beckett just turned 18 months a couple days ago.
Say it proudly.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there watching wrestling with my kid this morning watch the Elimination Chamber, and he's sitting there watching the TV and watching Tiffy Time doing her most beautiful moonsault or whatever it is. I mean, I just love it. So anyways, there's my rant. That was a 5-minute rant on the radio on a card show about wrestling.
Better than Girl Cookies.
I'll tell you this. It's really popular. It's a lot of fun. Enjoy wrestling. Yeah. So come out and get a box of that. And then finally, the last one that I want to talk about this week is 2023 impeccable football.
Yes.
Let's look at this up. It's very expensive. I will tell you that it's on our shelf. We have only a couple boxes. We sold one yesterday. $1,750 is the retail on that card.
Sounds like a lot.
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, it's funny because people will come to me and go, Imran, that's so expensive. Oh my goodness. And I go, yeah, you're able to point at it and talk about how expensive it is. I had to pay for it to put it on the shelf for you to yell at me about it.
Yep.
I've already paid a lot to it. And trust me, as I talk about wax and wax boxes, it is like crab legs, a market price. So if you ever go to a restaurant and you see market price, the price fluctuates up and down based on whatever the cost is to get that box on the shelf. I will tell you that the cost of getting that box on the shelf isn't much lower than $1,750.
It's not.
Okay. So I'm telling you right now.
It's not.
But what do you get out of it, Emil?
Yeah. One pack per box, 8 cards per pack on the box break, 5 or 6 autos, including 1 RPA, which is a rookie patch auto, 2 or 3 base or parallel cards, and 1 silver or gold card per case.
Yikes. It went down. So I have to change the price when we get to the store. It went down to $1,700. So we've gotten, so I will adjust it. So I said $1,750. Look at that. 45 seconds later, we've reduced it by $50.
Look at that.
That's awesome. This stuff is crazy as far as the type of
big hits galore.
Huge. Let's look at last year's. I'm going to look up on Card Ladder, and I'm going to look and see what last year's 22 was going for. 2022 impeccable. I don't know if Purdy was in there or not.
I think Purdy was in there 2022. I'm pretty sure he was.
Under the collegiate one.
Oh, and the collegiate one. Okay.
Signature moves. Oh, what a deal. I'm not joking.
Everyone's looking it up right now.
Whoa. Oh, because the doofus listed it incorrectly.
Oh.
He has an immaculate card on the photo, and he's saying it's an impeccable card. It's not.
I mean, they're similar names, but they're different products.
What a dork.
Same, but different.
I mean, how do you mess that one up? Impeccable.
You'd be surprised actually if you go on eBay. Like people couldn't spell Tyrese Halliburton's name for like the first year.
Which one?
Just Halliburton in general. They couldn't spell it. And
the impeccable has all kinds of cool stuff in it, like the little bar. The silver bars in there and cool stuff. 1,700 a box. I almost said 50. $1,700. We got a couple left on our shelf.
You would say that's a high-end product.
I would describe it as a high-end product. 8 cards for $1,700. I would describe it as a high-end product.
Yeah, but again, a lot of fun, a lot of big rips, a lot of great cards to collect out of that stuff. I have a couple impeccables.
We got about 10 minutes left. Let's talk about why I was not here last week.
Why weren't you here last week?
I was at the Burbank Card Show in Southern California. Of course, the Burbank Card Show, and of course, where? Ontario, California. Nothing like having
Canada.
Not like having the Burbank Card Show in a different city. It was in Ontario, 300 tables. Myself and the team were set up there. Myself, Pete, Donovan, Ant was down there as well.
I heard Donovan took a flight and got delayed because of fog or something.
Yeah, I was there Thursday through Saturday. Pete was there Thursday through Sunday. Donovan was there Saturday and Sunday. And we were just there. Really, whenever we go to a show, we're there to buy.
Yes.
Because as I said earlier in this show, we're about making sure that we have great inventory for our customers that walk in the door. And in order to do that, we have to constantly be buying. So with that said, we were down there and we bought probably 5,000 individual cards, which we ended up taking back in suitcases. So I did the Russian doll thing with my suitcase. Oh, no. So I had 3 suitcases and 2 of them together inside of the other suitcase. So that way, when I had 2 empty suitcases to bring back, knowing that we were going to bring back cards, I bought an entire table. So I walked up to the table and I said, "Excuse me, how much for everything?" and they're like, "What? Which ones? Everything." And he's like, "Which? Like the whole thing? Is that? Yeah, that's what everything means.
All of it.
I mean, from that side of the table to that side of the table, how much for everything?" And he's like, "I don't know. I've never even thought about doing that." And I go, "Well, you have a general idea what you'd say yes to." And he goes, "No, I don't." I go, "Okay, I'll take it for 100. He goes, "I can't sell for 100. I said, "See, you do know that you're not wanting to sell for $100. So I ended up spending a few $1,000 buying that table. And then I ended up taking a big old dolly. I borrowed it from one of our friends, Dion, the card addict. Shout out to Dion for letting me borrow his dolly. I got to tell you, man, and I'm smiling right now. There ain't no flex like walking through the Burbank Card Show with an empty dolly and then walking past the same dealers with a full dolly. Right? And I'm like, yeah, all these are going back home with us.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to stay under 50 pounds in the luggage on Southwest. Not possible.
Meanwhile, Pete's out there going nuts as well.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So Pete's buying all the cards. So Pete buys our $50 to $5,000 cards. That's what he actively does. I go out and get the rest of the stuff. And that's kind of my heat seeking missile. I just go and buy entire tables to make sure we have inventory. So I'm wheeling tons of this back. I had 3 full luggages of cards that I brought back.
That's crazy.
It's a lot better to do that than to ship them.
Well, yeah.
It costs us a fortune. So we have been spending the last, week pricing cards, and we're still not even close. So we've got probably 2,000 of the 5,000 cards out in for sale.
Those of you on the radio side, I give an Imran a look like 5,000.
Yeah, we're still working through them. But here's what I love about these shows. meeting people. When I go to a show, people always ask, Imran, do you enjoy the show? I'm talking a whole different category of people in the sense of like, not that that's better or worse than what other people would experience. I'm telling you that I talked to like the corporate side. Like I had a meeting with PSA DNA. I had a meeting with SGC. I had a meeting with some of the corporate aspects of stuff. I met with it's an up and coming fighters league that's a competitor to, how about this? Not a competitor to UFC, but it's kind of like a newer version of it that has 2 UFC Hall of Famers as part of their board. I talked to them this week.
Is it a regional organization?
They're trying to go national.
Okay.
So it's likely that True Sports Cards will do some sort of affiliation with them.
Okay.
And we'll announce that in the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
So that's exciting. But yeah, I'm just talking more on a corporate level, and then I can get a little bit flavoring of getting back on the floor and talking to people and buying cards. And I do value boxes and I do all that kind of stuff.
You're just scrolling through the boxes.
I do. But at some point I just look at the box and I'm like, how much for the whole box? Because I know I want this stuff.
Yeah.
And I know that our customers would want it.
Well,
so.
the biggest thing I learned from going to a show, and I've gone to a few now here in the area. I haven't gone to the big ones at Burbank or the Dallas or the National Card Show or anything like that. But from going to the big shows in local area is that go around the whole room once and see what's there, and then go back to like you really want like bookmark stuff. Don't spend your whole time at one area and then you lose track of time and you're stuck.
So Emil is correct depending on who it is that like what is your purpose. Mm-hmm. So Emil, you can genuinely say that you're a collector.
Yes.
No doubt, right? A collector / investor, but collector first.
You've seen the cases.
Right. I am not. My job is to seek and destroy and bring it back so that my customers have that great selection. That's my job. Pete has taken that angle too. We're moving Donovan into a new role that he's going to be helping the buying team as well. So we need to buy because we're selling cards faster than we're acquiring them. So if you're a customer listening right now and you have cards that you want to sell back to us or get in trade, this is a great time for you to be able to get inventory that you want for inventory that you don't want. Bring it in, bring it to trade night tonight, bring it at any time. Myself, Pete, Donovan, we're buying actively. I've got 2 shops now that I've got to make sure that we have inventory for. There's a lot of value in bringing your cards into us so that way we can make sure that you get liquidity back and making some money on the investments that you've made in the past that you just don't want to keep those cards.
Exactly. Yeah. Supply and demand, right? And they need more supply. So give them supply.
We need a lot more supply. I also like going to these shows because I get to meet some of the influencers.
Oh.
And let me tell you, there's quite a few influencers that I really respect and like. And then there's quite a few influencers that are just boneheads.
It's a part of life.
Nah. Yeah, but
you can't like everybody.
I don't need to like them. I just want to make sure that they're doing the right thing. When you have a megaphone, whether it's a radio station show or you have a podcast or you have a microphone and a recording device for YouTube, when you have a microphone, you have a responsibility to make sure that you're being accurate and you're making sure that you're giving good advice because people are acting on this. Mm-hmm. And when you go out and you spit some dumb information and it's irresponsible and you're just making stuff up, that's bad because people are listening to you. I have a responsibility on this radio show to tell the truth and make sure that we don't lie to our listeners and make sure that we're doing things the right way and giving decent advice, right? And everything's not perfect, but you're not like, if I were you, I'd be buying Ben Simmons right now. We know that
you're not misleading.
We know that dork gave terrible advice. Ben Simmons, Lonzo Ball, etc. There's a guy that's given that advice. I mean, it's just terrible advice.
To be fair, I am kind of buying Lonzo a little bit just because I feel like it.
That's fine. You know what you need to buy him? A new meniscus for his knee. That guy's not going to play for a long time. And I would never put the investment in there personally because it's just too much of a risk. You're right. There's a big swing that comes with it, but I'd rather just, you know what I like investing in? Yeah. People that play.
Yeah. No, I get it. You know what's crazy though with Alonzo? He has a downtown from his rookie year. That card used to be thousands of dollars. PSA 10's up right now for $250. It's amazing.
There's a reason why.
It's amazing how the swing goes though.
All it takes is your inability to play and have a career-ending injury potentially.
I know.
That's all it takes.
It's unfortunate though. It's just super unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's a given choice for you not to buy that card.
Yes.
We can root for Lonzo all we want. Mm-hmm. In real life, I hope the guy crushes it. But I'm not going to invest in his card, and I'm certainly not going to have a microphone on a radio station that blows out to millions of people to say, hey, buy Lonzo Ball cards like some of these irresponsible influencers.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I talked to these guys when I was there. I was like, bro, just to let you know, off camera, just to let you know, you got a megaphone. People listen to you. And if you're not going to give the right advice, don't say anything.
Yeah.
And I know that it's a clickbait thing and it's a world of that. But again, we've got kids, young kids that have $100 to spend, and they're listening to you because you're their hero. And I want to make sure that we as influencers or people that have a microphone in front of us are doing the right thing and giving people the right advice and not fake stuff. Like, for example, one influencer on camera at Burbank Card Show did a sale. Oh, we did this, bro, high fives and everything, right? Then I watched them. They handed the cards back to each other and gave the other guy his money back. The deal didn't happen.
What?
But on camera it did.
Oh my gosh.
And so these are the kinds of responsible things that, and what does this viewer see? They see a deal that went together.
Yeah.
I hate ending a show on a negative. I'm telling you, the reason why we are on the radio is to tell the truth, be great stewards of this hobby, and seeing all of you tonight at Tops Hobby Rib Night at True Sports Cards at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road. I hope you enjoyed the show. I talked 85% of it. Emil talked 15% of it. Chris talked 1% of it, which doesn't add up to 100. It adds up to 101. Thank you so much for listening. We look forward to seeing you tonight. Emil, you might be there.
Yes.
Hey, come and take a picture with Emil Fragoso. He's looking forward to meeting you in person. You can meet him. You can sign your shirt. You can sign your cards. Meet the Emil Fragoso there at True Sports Cards tonight. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week, March 2nd, 10 o'clock, just like we always do right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 on the True Sports Card Show. Thank you.
Bye.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball